Good evening and welcome to another episode of Mothman Podcast. Today we're broadcasting from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And in the room with me, please introduce yourself.
Sherry and Malia.
Malia, and also my partner here is
Bruce.
Bruce is in, and we're investigating entities and spirits that dwell within Sherry's home here. And we're going to start off by asking Sherry, how long have you lived at this residence?
About 14 years.
And during your time here, when was the first time that you encountered the apparitions or spiritual figures or whatever we want to call it tonight?
A few months after we moved in.
And tell me about your first encounter.
I was laying in my daughter's room watching TV and dozed off. And you get the feeling someone's staring at you and you look up and there's a little girl standing there in a purple cotton dress with a purple bow to match, like made out of the same material as the dress.
Right.
And as I went up, like to say something to her, she just walked away.
And when she walked away, she just
turned around and walked away.
Okay. For their audience, was that out of the room or just out of your sight or?
Just out of sight.
Okay. So you never saw her dematerialize or anything. She just turned around and walked away. And the next time that you saw was when?
Well, the next time that was seen, my daughter had a few friends sleeping over, and they were sleeping in the bottom living room. And the door back here, she was over there. We heard a bunch of screaming, so we jumped up out of bed thinking someone was hurt. And the little girl that seen her was so upset, and we asked, what does she see? And she described the same little girl, to every detail was the same, that she was standing in the doorway.
Now you're pointing to the door behind you, which is the glass door.
No, the double doors
The
right
double
here.
doors. Okay, there's some double doors just to your rear. That's correct. I see them on camera. What happened? Were you able to see her that night too? Or you
No,
didn't see
I
her?
was in my room.
Oh, okay. So that did you see the little girl when you came to the room?
Not then. But the story we never tell, especially younger kids. We never tell the story to any of the younger kids. So we knew that she had seen her because the way she described her. I mean, the same details that I had, but she was never told the story. But she's seen the same little girl that I did.
Wow. Okay, and the next time.
That was the time I was down the bottom living room, and going down the steps. There was a man standing there in overalls, like if he was working out in a field. He didn't have a shirt, just the overalls. And as I tried to talk to that one, he just walked up.
At any time did these figures or entities, did they ever scare you?
No, not at all.
Has anyone in the house seen them other than you? And the little girl at the party?
My son-in-law seen the man, and just the things that have happened. Everybody's seen stuff that's happened, but I don't know if they've actually seen them, besides my son-in-law. Oh yeah.
What was the most recent activity you've experienced in the house?
We're so used to things happening that, the doors opening or closing. You hear noises, the feet.
I sleep downstairs, and in the middle of the night you can hear people pacing the hallway. And then probably the most recent thing, which is that I remember, is the light. It was me, my aunt, and one of our friends standing here talking. The next thing you know, the little screw starts unscrewing from right there.
From the light
That
above
light
your
right
head?
there. And it literally just fell.
Wow. Have you had any lights actually flicker on and off?
Now that did happen right before school started. A little boy I babysat for was standing at the top of the steps over here, and I was taking laundry down. But he was talking to me, and the light came on, oh, thanks, Hayden, for turning the light on for me. And he's standing there with his tablet. Nani, I didn't turn the light on for you. But yet the light came on. So, he got a little freaked out, but.
So now you told me another story about someone was trying to go out the door and the door.
My brother, he came in when my mother was sick and he had his hands full. He was going to set the stuff down and open up the door. Well, the door opened and he came in to tell me, I'm not staying in your place anymore.
So they're kind of helpful and friendly ghosts.
Yes.
Or spirits.
Yes.
Have you actually heard any like voices?
Yes, we hear mom or mama, little girl that, I guess that comes to visit us. My sister was staying with us after she had a bad fall, and she kept hearing mama. This is her first time. So she came down to get me to let me know that one of the little kids I babysat for was awake, but they were all sleeping. But she kept hearing mama, and I hear mom a lot, thinking even that these guys are calling me, hey, you know what? Not me. It's
Now,
not me.
is this Ann that you're talking about?
Our other sister, Carol.
Carol. Okay. And in the room with us is also her sister Ann, which she has graciously declined being on camera. But Ann, would you just step into the room so the mic can pick you up and tell us a little bit about the stories that you've seen here and things that you've seen here?
Well, at work I got a phone call from when my mother was passing away from cancer from her best friend Lorraine, asking me to leave immediately and come get her. So when I came to get her and her daughter were in the driveway sitting on their luggage. They refused to go back inside the house. And when I asked what happened, her daughter, she was a mother, so she was in her late 20s, early 30s when this happened. She was sleeping on the couch you're on, comes out to a fold-out couch. She was sleeping there and woke up to the little girl staring at her. And what we're assuming is the dad was in the door right there to Sherry's left. She tried talking to it, and then she closed her eyes hoping she was dreaming, and every time she opened her eyes, the little girl was still standing there staring at her. So she packed her stuff and went into the driveway and refused to come back in the house.
Wow.
Give me the pulse.
Okay, you were saying that
So Sarah and Lorraine, and they knew nothing of the stories because at the time we were dealing with my mom passing away of cancer. So that was the last thing on our mind. And they had come in from Idaho, but it scared her so bad she wouldn't step foot back in the house and got a hotel for the rest of the time that she was here. But she's like, the girl just sat there and stared at her, and the dad was in the doorway, and she described it to every little detail that what Sherry then had described throughout the years. And to this day, they will not come in the house. And then our older son, Tyler, came in here, was waiting while they all went out to dinner. He was going to watch a football game. When we came back from dinner, Tyler was sitting on the front porch, and he refuses to come in the house by himself because he kept hearing somebody in the hallway running up and down. He came up here thinking one of the girls was home, and nobody was there. And every time he'd go back to the living room, the running would start again. So he won't come in the house anymore. And he's 24, big boy, and he's scared of it.
He'll come in only if someone's here.
Only if someone's in the house. If they're not, he'll stay outside.
now, I guess Sarah is the only one that's actually. Did two people see the entity when Sarah saw it, or was it just Sarah?
No, Sarah and her mother, Lorraine,
Saw it at the same time.
saw it at the same time.
Okay, because that's probably one of the only instances that you've had where two people have seen
Right.
seen a little girl at the same time. And the older man, other than your son-in-law and you, has anyone else seen him?
I don't think so, because no one's ever described him besides Jake and I.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys ever experienced any like cold spots in the house? Like like drafts that shouldn't be there?
I don't think I've experienced any like drafts, but I have been sleeping when my room was up here, like on my side with my back towards the door, and then it felt like somebody like it walks up and kind of leans on your bed, and like I
Sits
kind
on
of
it.
I kind of rolled over and I saw like Like, you know, you just wake up and you see something, and like I jerked up, but by the time I like sat completely up, there was nothing there.
So it was like a black mass.
Yeah.
You feel people sitting on your bed quite often that
Too
it's
often.
not there, you know, or leaning. But it feels like, you know how like someone will sit next to you? It's what it feels like.
That's an experiment I'd like to try.
Well, I got mad at Brad and decided to come over here one night, stay the night, and pull that out. And I kept feeling like something was staring at me, and then like someone was sitting on the bed, and I would turn around. I was like, Sherry, what are you doing? And there would be nothing there. After about an hour and a half of that, I'm like, hell with this. I'd rather argue with Brad, and I left and went home. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I went home. I wasn't going to stay here. But it does. It feels like somebody's, you can feel the pressure of somebody sitting there.
Right.
But
Nobody's there.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of eyewitness accounts on
Yeah.
it too.
What, or I guess when was the last time that you've had any encounters with either individual?
The
or
last
either
one would
spirit?
be when Jake, and I'm not too sure when.
I don't remember how long ago it was that he saw him. I think it was when I was pregnant with Liam, so about 3 years ago when we saw him.
Yeah.
But the lights coming on was right before school.
Right before school. Stuff like that happens like all the time.
especially that door right there.
Yeah.
If your hands are full,
That
that
door will
door,
just
and if
pop
you've
open.
ever tried to open that door comes open, and then when you go out, it'll shut. And
Have-
you're so used to it now, you don't think anything about it.
Have you
Had
noticed?
stuff go missing.
Yeah.
I remember my sister used to be really big into like horseback riding. She had a helmet, her little horseback riding helmet. It goes missing, and of course, you know, my sister can't find it, so who gets blamed? Me. And I'm like swearing up and down, I have no idea where this helmet is. We've searched everywhere, and the next thing you know, it's just like, what, in the back of your closet? Like
In the back of your closet up
up,
here.
up top of the closet. And at the time, I mean, I'm 6'1" now, but there's no way I could have like just stuck it up there like it was at the time.
Right.
And
Your cleats.
my cleats would go like, would be in my room, and next thing you know, they'd be in like a closet down here or like up
Behind
here.
our door in the bedroom.
Just weird stuff like that.
Places you know weren't there because you've looked or you walked by it and next thing you know, there they are.
Or just random spots that you know it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like our hall closet, like our catch-all closet, they'd be in there. Like my sister's helmet would no reason to be in my room, would be in my top of my closet. Just weird stuff like that.
You know, especially when Sherry leaves the house, I would come over and keep the kids. It's when that happened with the light. But if she leaves the house and I'm here with the kids, then it's like they're mad. Either the light will fall or things will fall off the table, and I'll have to call Sherry and say, I swear I didn't break it. But you can literally see it moving and going on the floor.
And that happens a lot when Sherry leaves. So
Stuff breaking only happens when Sherry leaves.
I'm just wondering if it's the little girls taking you up. Is there-
Maybe that's why we're here with Mama.
Now, do you notice these kinds of things happening like at certain times of the day or night or certain times of the year?
Usually in the evenings is when we see them, it's in the evenings. But things happen all day. Like there's not a certain time, not a certain time of the year. Stuff happens all the time.
No.
The doors, the lights. But it's never anything bad and you don't feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like literally, if you lose something, it's just kind of like a running joke. Like the ghost took it
Or moved it.
or moved it.
So, do you have any more questions?
Oh no. Thank you for your
There
time.
was the time though that Sissy was laying in the middle bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And we kept hearing Mama, and then the door would shake, and I would tell her to go to sleep. And it was like, you need to go to sleep, Sissy. My husband was sitting in the kitchen, and, you know, he kept telling, well, just let her get up. So I peeked through the keyhole, and she was asleep on the bed, but yet the door handle kept moving. And that's when Wayne became a firm believer, and he's like, I heard it, I seen it, but she was asleep in the bed.
And Wesley, when I was pregnant with Brayden, 8 years ago almost, was standing right there in the doorway, and he was throwing the ball.
Oh, yeah.
This little boy it was with my first son, so it was almost 8, so it was 8 years ago. Just set up my crib, all the baby stuff, and he had a ball, and he was standing right there in the doorway, and he would take it, and he would throw the ball and laugh, and like, he'd go get the ball and he'd bring it back, and Mom was like, "Well, buddy, what are you doing?" And of course, this isn't the little girl or the man. This was right after my a few years after my grandmother had passed away. We called her Mimi, and he was laughing, and of course, I don't even think he was.
To her.
Yeah, he wasn't even old enough to know her. And right by the crib, he would just throw the ball and go get it. And we're like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm playing catch with Mimi." And then, of course, we're all like looking at each other like, and we're like, "Well, who's Mimi?" He walks up to a picture and points at her.
And
So,
That's Mimi.
which is my grandmother,
Right.
which is totally opposite from,
She passed away
2006.
2 years prior to that happening.
Because I was
3 years.
because I was 18 then and I was 16 when it happened, and he was 3 at the time
Yep.
of throwing the ball. But I mean, that's not the little girl or the man,
no, but that was another entity in your house.
which is a good one to have here.
Yeah,
I don't
she's
mind
probably
that one.
looking after you guys.
That's what we thought since she was pregnant and she was over by the crib. It was almost like,
It was during the time Dad was dying.
Yeah.
And after Dad died, none of the kids ever mentioned her. It was always little kids that mentioned Mom.
Yeah.
She was hanging around for your dad.
yeah.
Like someone else wants to get in the camera.
Sorry, this is Jack.
Hey, buddy. Okay. I just want to let our audience know this is just one episode that you will be seeing with our investigation here. We will continue on with ultraviolet cameras and coming back and doing more readings in this area. So look forward to the upcoming episodes of Mothman and our entities in Winston-Salem.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
Now,
Would you go? Come on back. I didn't mean to scare you. I didn't mean to scare you. Come on back and stand. Come on back and stand beside me. Come on back. Where'd you go? Come on back. Where'd you go?
Can you move the chair? $62.6, between 62 and 64. That keeps fluctuating. Right there, though. Yeah, I feel it. That's the way it was earlier. It was around my knee.
The rest of the room is 68 to 66.
Right there, though. Yeah, I feel it. That's the way it was earlier. It was around my knee.
The rest of the room is 68 to 66.
Whoa! Holy crap. Oh yeah, it just like literally walked right into me. Whoa! You're here speaking to my camera.
We hope you enjoyed our investigation tonight. It's one of those investigations where we were only in there for about an hour and a half. And Bruce, would you like to add?
Oh yeah, considering the amount of evidence that we captured just from our short little investigation, we're already planning a return trip. We're going to be going back with our brand new piece of equipment, the SLS camera, which for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically like a modified Xbox Kinect camera that can map in figures and movement, and you can see it in action on shows like Ghost Adventures, or if you ever find a video of it on YouTube. And don't forget, by the way, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Mothman Podcast 1. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/Mothman Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And also, be sure to tell your friends about us. There's a lot of people out there that are very interested in this, but they don't really understand how to find us. So please tell your friends, and hopefully they'll enjoy the video as much as you did.
Thank you.
Good night.